Hello, hello. Good morning, good morning. Meditation for Female Physician Group. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here with all of you for our live training. And yes, music. I love it, I love it. So welcome. Definitely put a comment below if you are watching this in real time or hashtag replay. I will go back and definitely answer all of your questions. For those of you who are joining me for the very, very first time, I am Dr. Disha Phillip, cardiologist who deals with all matters of the heart and the founder of Disha Phillip LLC and Meditation for Female Physician Group, Path to Meditation Mastery, and the Path to Joy for Female Physicians. And I try to do this year in 2023, I am doing a weekly training for everyone here. And that's what I'm doing. So usually you'll get a reminder that, hey, there's going to be a training tomorrow or whenever. And so you can catch it when you can. I recognize that everybody is in different time zones all over the world. And so sticking to one exact schedule doesn't seem to make any sense for anyone. So I do it when I do it. And then we all catch up. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and turn off this wonderful music. This is my favorite dance hall music. And hang on, let me see. Nina, my little girl, she wanted to pick a card. Neen, you gonna pick a card for us? She's unavailable. She's home today because she was sick. But then she's like, but mommy, I want to pick a card. So anyways, as you know, as you remember, for any of you who have been with me for a while now, I used to go live every single day, it took me a while to realize that is not sustainable. And so even though I love being here with all of you as much as I can, so I always love to pick a card. Actually, tomorrow is Thursday, which is when we're going to do this. So this is going to be live for Thursday. So actually, we're not going to do a Power of Love card. We are going to do a Soul's Journey card. So one of my favorite cards is the Soul's Journey cards by James Van Praagh. God bless his soul. He's a wonderful instrument. So one of the main premises of my business is really diving deep and talking about the fact that we are not human beings seeking a spiritual experience. We are, in fact, spiritual beings who are having a human experience. So our identity is not this body. Our identity is that of a spiritual being, that we are souls. We are souls that have come into this body to experience life, in the flesh, and to experience joy, love, passion, enthusiasm. That's why we're here. That's why our bodies are so important, because it is a vehicle for our souls. I talk about this with my patients all the time. And so and all of us have an identity of the authentic self and the conditioned self. And this is one of the things that I love talking about in the Path to Meditation Mastery. Also, last year we did the Burnout to Balance transformational workshop, and we do a deep dive into that. And in fact, just so you know, we're going to be doing another transformational workshop. It's going to be called the spiritual transformation for female physicians. And it's going to be February 19th. Now, I'm not going to blanket everybody's emails with marketing promo and all of that. If you are interested in coming 9:30 to 12:30, February 19th, put it in the comments below or direct message me, and I will send you a link to sign up, okay? Because I really want to keep this group for support, for inspiration, for teaching. So you're going to be hearing from me as well privately if I think that you're someone that would love to do this with us. And if I haven't messaged you, definitely message me if you're interested. Okay. And also, if you're new to the group, you're going to be getting voice messages from me because eager to get to know you a little bit better. And so I've opened up a point like connect call slots in my calendar so we can just hop on a call for 15 minutes and just so you can get to know me a little bit, I can get to know you a little bit and really figure out how I can serve you when I do these weekly lives, because I'm not going live every day. And I really want to make this time really powerful and useful for as many people as possible. All right. So awesome. So let's go ahead and get started with today's lesson. So let's see what the universe really wants us to chat about today. Ooh, girls, ladies, fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Fear, fear, fear. Isn't that a buzzword, right? Tell me, are you in fear right now? Put, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Okay. Or no, I'm not. I've conquered that. Put it in the comments below. Let me know. Put it in there. And let's see what it has to say. Fear. The outcome of all choices in life is determined by two emotions: fear and love. Your soul is made of the energy of love. That is what your soul, your true identity is made of, is love. And fear is an earthly manifestation of a challenge. To embrace and wallow in fear is to go against your very being. To embrace and wallow in fear is to go against your very being. Fear, in its many guises, is the obstacle that your soul uses to test its tenacity to stay on track. For a soul, human life can be very difficult. But acknowledging that your soul's true nature is love will always help you on your path. When fear rears its ugly head, it is really an opportunity for you to stare it in the eye and turn that doubt into trust. View it as a teacher. What lesson are you learning from these fearful emotions? The more you use the energy of love to diffuse fearful situations, the less often they will present themselves. Shanti. So. Wow, that is like huge lesson. And it's really what I'm personally on a mission to help all of my physician sisters, maybe even all those in healthcare, or as many people out there who it resonates and who listens. I'm on a mission to help everyone recognize who they really are as beings of love. Maybe that sounds all woo and if you're a cynic and you're like, whatever, fine, go. But that is your truth, whether you like it or not. And so I think that my first aha moment on this journey of spirituality, spiritual awakening, is after we lost our first daughter. That was it. That was a big break upside my head that I did not realize All right. I was not awake. I was not awake before then. I fell in love with my husband when I was 21. Oh, I thought I knew what love was, right? Oh, he's so amazing. I fought for my parents for 8 years to be able to marry him. And I thought I knew what love was. And it's not that's not love. That's a kind of love. But in 2008, I was in my cardiology fellowship, and I was pregnant all through my second year. And at the end of the fellowship, I was giving birth in May, and the doc used a vacuum on her head as I was trying to push her out, and it didn't work. And so we went to C-section after several hours, and it caused a huge bleed in her head. And I didn't, basically, she had to be resuscitated. She was in the NICU. By her second day of life, she was brain dead. And on her fourth day of life, we decided to take her off the ventilator. And her time of death was 12:39 a.m. on Mother's Day. And I'll never forget the doctor coming in and pronouncing her and me hearing that. And I thought, that's my time of birth. And that whole experience really woke me up. Like, wait a second. I had done everything that I was supposed to do. I'm a good person. I think I'm a good person. I studied hard. I became a doctor. I did my residency. I did my fellowship. I was doing everything. I was doing what I thought was right. And like, wait a second, how could this happen to us? And also, like, I fought for my husband, right, for us to be together. And I remember when my husband came into the room and handed me the EEG report that said electrical silence on it. And the first thought, I thought, I was like, no, there's no way. Did the tech put the leads on wrong? Was a machine plugged in? And then when it hit me, I just wept. I wept and I thought, how could this happen to something that we created with our love? So I had a strong faith in love. And I thought that love could conquer all. Very romantic. And then this happened. The depth of sorrow and grief, it was like something I had never known. I didn't even know was possible. Put it in the comments below if any of you have been there, either through the loss of a loved one, the loss of a child, the loss of a marriage, the loss of a house in a fire, the loss of anything, that depth, right? And so at the time, I really didn't know what to do with myself. We went to grief counseling. We went to an infant loss support group. And we were blessed because so many of our friends and family members actually came out. They drove like across the country and stayed with us in like our 1-bedroom apartment. Like in those first 2 weeks after we came home from the hospital, it was like there were people like lined up on the floor just sleeping. So like when we would come out of our room in this like haze, there's always somebody there. So, it still brings me to tears when I think about that grace that was given to us. And one of the greatest gifts and lessons learned for me from that time was that love doesn't start with birth and it doesn't end with death. Probably the biggest, ultimate spiritual teaching that there is. Her body, we cremated. We had to do a cremation. And we put her ashes in Lake Michigan. And yet her essence is still with us. Love doesn't start with birth, and it doesn't end with death. I know that as an ultimate fundamental truth with every fiber of my being. Do you know that? Put it in the comments if you know that, if that resonates. You know, my dad is a 90-year-old cardiologist, still practicing 3 days a week. God bless him. He is the inspiration for all of us to go into medicine because he's one of those people who loves medicine. And I remember him saying to me, the second night we were in the NICU, it was the first time I had met Rhea. That was the name of my daughter. And I remember like everybody was thinking that I was going to like take her off the ventilator like immediately. And I had like just seen her like physically, like for the first time, her tiny hands, her beautiful hair. She had so much hair on her head. Like we had to part it. It was amazing. And I looked up at all the nurses and the doctors like standing there in the NICU, like watching me. They were like crying. And I was like, look, I know what you're thinking. I have stood in your shoes. I am a clinician. I'm a physician. I know what's going on in those heads of yours. But right now, I need you to believe in a miracle with me. And my dad comes over to me and he's like, Tisha, you're a scientist. And I looked up at him and I said, Dad, I'm a mom. And my mom, who was always very quick to like yell at my dad about anything, she was like, that's right. You are the mother. You do what you think is right. And I so appreciate my mom at that time for saying that. And we play a lot of roles in life, right? In that moment, my soul was playing the role of a mother, right? At work, in my day job, I play the role of a physician. The soul takes on many roles. Sister, mother, wife, doctor, right? Friend, coach, teacher. And so my dad is a scientist. That's one of his biggest roles. His identity is that of being a physician. And so when I have this conversation with him, right, about the soul, and he says, there is no proof, Baba. He says to me, Baba. He calls me Baba. So cute. It's so sweet. He's like, there is no proof, Baba. Right? And I'm like, Dad, love doesn't start with birth and it doesn't end with death. You love your dad more than anything in the world, who I never met. And to this day, you will start weeping when you think about him. Is he gone forever? Is your love for him, did it die as soon as his soul left his body? He said, no. I said, how do you dismiss that as fact? Right? We know that as souls in these human bodies. It's a connection to our true selves, to our authentic selves. Meditation actually came into my life several years later. And I will talk about that at the next live. But right now, why don't I give you a little taste and let's just sit back and let me guide you So go ahead and get comfortable wherever you are sitting. Maybe put your feet on the ground or sit crisscross applesauce, whatever's comfortable for you. Close your eyes and visualize your heart in the center of your chest with two nostrils, one in the right ventricle, one on the left. And let's go ahead and take a deep breath into your heart. Breathe out of your heart. And this time, when you take that deep breath into your heart nostrils, really make an earnest effort to conjure up those feelings of love, joy, peace, enthusiasm. Breathe into your heart. Breathe out of your heart and allow that energy to seep into every cell and organ of your body. Now breathe normally. And now we'll silently ask ourselves the 4 soul questions. So just silently repeat them in your head after I say them. Question 1. Who am I? Who am I? Just be. Second question. What do I want? What is my deepest desire? Allow anything at all to come to you in the form of a sensation, image, feeling, or thought. Third question. What is my purpose? How can I serve myself and others? Allow anything at all to come to you in the form of a sensation, image, feeling, or thought. Fourth question. What am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? Again, allow anything at all to come to you in the form of a sensation, image, feeling, or thought. And now silently repeat the following sentence. I am, and your first and last name. So for me, I would silently say in my head, I am Deisha Phillip. Now drop your last name and silently repeat, I am, and your first name. So for me, I would silently say, I am Deisha. Now drop your first name and silently repeat, I am, I am, I am. And we'll switch that to the vibration of I am, which is aham, aham, aham. And now we start the repetition of our mantra. So for those of you who already have your personalized primordial sound meditation mantra, go ahead and start repeating that now. For everyone else, we'll use the mantra so hum. So we'll silently repeat so hum, so hum, so hum. If you'd like to pair your breath, you can inhale so, exhale hum, inhale so, exhale hum, so hum. Please continue repeating the mantra. I will keep the time and I'll let you know when it's time to stop. Enjoy your meditation. Please keep your eyes closed and stop repeating your mantra and rest. Rest in existence. Rest in awareness. Rest in consciousness. Just rest. And as we rest, I'll pronounce 4 intentions. Just repeat them silently and release them into being. Joyful, energetic body. Joyful, energetic body. Loving, compassionate heart. Loving, compassionate heart. Reflective, alert mind. Reflective, alert mind. And lightness of being. Lightness of being. Continue to rest. And when you're ready, you can slowly flutter open your eyes, rub the tops of your legs, wiggle your fingers and toes, give yourself a big stretch. Woo! Then you bring your palms together to your heart center and give yourself a little bow of gratitude for bringing yourself here today. To re-energize yourself, to get in contact, reconnect with your authentic self. And from this place of energy, this loving energy, let's give a blast of that love and light out to all of our family, our friends, our community, our city, our state, our country, to Turkey especially, to our entire planet, to every single brother and sister soul out there. And then from there, we can give a blast of that energy out into the universe. And then from there, it gets boomeranged right back to us. I'll say namaste. The divine light in me sees and honors the divine light in you. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Have a wonderful week. Definitely put your takeaways in the comments below. If you're watching on YouTube, hit like, subscribe, and share. Put your takeaways in the comments and let me know if you want to sign up for the workshop February 19th. Definitely put in the comments, DM me, and I'll be reaching out to you individually as well. All right, sending love. Mwah.